Vlog, you know, some of the boys, do the vibe. Yeah, we out here. FBC with it. Feel me? My boy Tay in the cut. You feel me? Yo, Eli, Steph. Feel me? Yo, we here. Feel me? Oh man, you gonna be just fine, bro. I feel like the first time I did radio with him, he made it easier for me. You know, he makes it easier for everybody, you know. So you just kind of just matches vibe. You be alright. Yeah. He good. He hit the post. Good. On the cut. How's it going? Say what's good to the vlog. What's up? Yeah, we here, man. Yeah.
This is Dr. McCall.
Dr. McCall.
AKA the OG.
Yep. The biggest guy, the biggest. Yeah. Boy, Craig, boy.
How you?
Coolin'? Say what's to the vlog, man.
What's going on? How y'all doing, man? You know, chill.
Sound like. We got a little segment going on. He about to go and get this thing right now.
Yeah. What you want to know?
I'm on the same vibe. Actually, after y'all, I'm heading there as well.
Okay.
I'm tied up with you. I got you. All right, I'm talking to you. My boy Craig. Yo. How is my boy since the school year ended? That boy's still doing his thing. Glad he's still smiling. Better go ahead and he's actually doing his interview first, and then after his interview's over, around like 5 o'clock, 5:30, I'll be going on with them. So yeah, it's gonna be about. I got to tap my boy. Yes, I'm very, very happy to see my boy.
And what's going on, fellas?
What's going on? We here.
Excited to be here. That's my first time.
Yes, it is. It is your first time. And Bryce, as I mentioned already, it is your fourth actually. I think you got the record now, right?
Yeah, first of the record, man.
You got the record right now, so hold on to that as long as you can. But Dr. McCall, I want to ask you a question first because one thing we were all talking about before the show started is that there was two titles we were trying to choose between. I came up with, well, where to now, or the one we chose, which is, well, what's next? And you had a good point on why what's next was better. Can you elaborate and let us know why that is?
Yeah, I say what's next for you guys because you all have met a major milestone in your life, completing your bachelor's degree. So I think for you guys is what's next. And whether that be going into a career, whether that be going to graduate school, whatever that may be, you guys have accomplished something that is very commendable, and so we want to know what's next.
Yeah, I know, and that seems to be the question that we get quite often, don't we, fellas? I know we do.
Sure. Definitely.
And it can bring a lot of joy, a lot of excitement, but it can also bring a little bit of stress. But before we get into that, I want to say, Bryce, I want to ask you,
yes,
tell us how long it's been for you since graduation, and describe in detail how it's been, or how anything you want to talk about in regards of how long it's been and how you feel about it.
Right. So currently, I'm currently enrolled into an internship for a accounting firm. Basically, what I do for them is make brochures and flyers and brand their organization so they can be able to resonate to their community that they're serving. I've been doing it for the past month now, and it's been going well. And I actually began recommended to their clients as well to be able to do their websites and etc. So, that's how it's been, as far as that end. I've recently just applied to be a golf attendant at First Tee YMCA in Virginia Beach.
Gotta go.
Yes, I'm a golfer, you feel me? I take anybody to the green any day, you know what I'm saying?
Anybody.
Dr. McCall, I know you over there. Yeah, man, but I chose that job because, I wanted to show my game and also, just learn more about the sport. And, it's been doing good. I also have my networking platform called Spoil.network, where I do interviews with entrepreneurs, artists, any creatives, real estate agents, anybody that has some sort of endeavor to give to the community. I talk to them and get to know them and expand about their backgrounds. And it's been doing good, I'm trying to, do as much outreach and stay consistent as possible with it. So, yeah, for the most part, that's kind of been what I'm on.
I love that. You got a lot going on, brother. That's good. That's good. What about you, Eli? I know you've been out for about it's a year now. Talk about how that's been going.
It feels so much shorter. Just about a year. Currently, as you stated before, I'm a paralegal. And really in the space of, quite frankly, figuring it out. I think college goes by really fast.
Right.
It seems like just yesterday, all of us were in the cab, chatting, talking about random stuff that we had no business talking about. But now that we're adults and the standard is set a lot higher. So figuring out the next step, and not being afraid to fail. So trying new things.
That's actually very important. I'm glad you said that, because especially with some of the most like type of jobs that we have going on, like you and me, Bryce, we're content creators, and we have to do our best on not just like going after what we're doing, but also trusting the process, because at times it can be pretty difficult to be in this type of field and not know, like, dang, like there's no guarantees. Like if you were a computer engineer, or if you were in like business or whatever, it's a little bit more of a guarantee. It's still not, but it's like when you're in mass comm, there's so many branches,
Right.
and you have to find your way within it. And that's, I'm gonna be honest, just to answer the question myself, right now, I'm just the host of Men Unmasked, you know, so I'm trying to get my way to be on TV. That's my goal in the future. And it's just one of those things that you gotta work towards and trust the process, but make sure you're putting the work in. But there's always a narrative of having it all figured out,
Right.
just by like right now, almost, it feels like. And I want to dive into that because there was one post that I just made recently, and Eli saw it as well and commented off mic, that when you're 22, it's almost like you're a 2-year adult. When you're 25, you're 5 years into adulthood. And when you're 28, you're still only really an 8-year adult. So it's like one of those things that, like, yes, you are striving to go get a job. You're trying to get to a point where you can live on your own. You want to have a relationship. Well, not everybody. I know some people don't want one. Get married, have kids, maybe.
It's coming.
There are definitely challenges that are faced this far, and you realize that you'll have to face them sometimes sooner rather than later. So I want to talk about the challenges, but I also want to talk about the transitions. As you mentioned, Dr. McCall, that we just had a major accomplishment of going through school. School is all we knew. So I want to talk about like what type of transitions that may have been hard or difficult. And Dr. McCall, I'll start with you. What were some transitions that were difficult coming out of college, going into adulthood, that you were facing?
I think for me, it was the decision to whether or not to continue with school, and I did. So that helped me out a lot. One of the situations that was a little different for me is that I was married. I got married my sophomore year of college.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I was my first wife, so I got married. So, you know, just the responsibility of paying bills, being in the work field and a job that's not necessarily in the field that was my major. So there was a lot of struggles, but I think that, you know, I stayed the course and I did the things that I need to do in order to one day be successful, in which I feel I am now. So just that transition, you know, you get that job that you just don't like, and you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep working. For some individuals, you know, they might have to move back home after being, you know, in the dorm and just doing things for yourself. So there's just a lot to it, but just staying focused and finally not having that roadmap. I joke, the syllabus for classes are the roadmaps while you're in college, but now you got to create your own roadmap, because now it's about life versus about being in college.
Yeah, no, that's true. You have to pretty much create your own map. It's almost like you're going from one structure that was like built for, like, you know, college has a structure to it. It's like you wake up, like you said, Eli, we all used to be on the track team, so we used to wake up, go on the track, do practice. What time we had to go on the track?
5 a.m. 6 a.m. Yeah.
It was crazy, and we would have to do that, then get ready for classes.
Yep.
Still be a student before the athlete, and then, you know, go get something to eat in the caf. You know, catch up, maintain relationships with, you know, each other, or even with somebody else that we had an affair with, whatever the case is. But it goes from that structure to now you have to create your own. So Bryce, what was one transition that made it difficult? It could have been one of the ones I just mentioned, but what are some transitions that were difficult for you, that even though in this short time that you have had to go through or had to feel like you were going to face later on in this lifetime post-grad?
Structures as far as?
Like, okay, structures, like, for example, I'm just saying, like, whatever transitions that you have faced so far, that, like, maybe waking up in the dorm and not having to worry about, you know, cleaning certain stuff. I know you had to stay clean, but you even had to clean, like, after yourself when you go eat in the caf. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you got to wash your own dishes, put in the dishwasher, or now you don't just walk to class, you got to drive to work, or whatever the case is. Like, what transition was difficult for you, or which one do you feel like was eye-opening?
I think not having, you know, a set schedule no more, as far as like like you said, going to class. That was kind of a different thing, which I recently overcame that. You know, I also acquired an office as well for, you know, any freelance photographer to come through and get their to be creative. Really, that's appreciate that. And I've been trying to stay consistent and trying to add that to my schedule. Like I try to go there at least 10 a.m. in the morning time. You know what I'm saying, on a consistent basis. So that was like a recent one that I had to kind of adjust to. Like actually, I'm gonna let you know. Like, to be honest, like that first 4 weeks of graduating, it was like, okay, I'm sleeping, I'm eating good, I'm just sleeping. I kind of lost track of what's going on, but then I had to get back into like reality as far as like, okay, my time management back. I had to get my time management back, working out, because as track runners and just being athletic, that was our lives. But celebrating, you eating, you kind of just be relaxing too much. But then I had to step back into that, you know what I'm saying, and get back into working out. So I guess those things, just like the time management aspect and just remaining healthy. That was what I had to get sent back in reality too.
That's a good point. That's a good point. What about you, Eli? You've had about a year under your belt on that in that suit and tie you got on.
Yeah, Ali, so where do I start? First off, I think just transitioning to the real world, right?
Yeah, man.
I think that's a pretty difficult transition from college, especially when you got all your friends, your people, being able to eat, see the same people every day, and then going from randomly not seeing them anymore. That's a big hit. You build tons of relationships in that college, and for lack of better words, when you get home and you're figuring your situation out, a lot of those relationships unfortunately don't serve you. So being able to break that branch, but also, and more importantly, actually do something. Like Bryce said, it's easy to get lackadaisical. Just enjoy not doing anything. For these 4 years, like you said, waking up at 6 a.m. every morning, doing homework, and all different types of stuff. So transitioning in that regard, but also in corporate America, I think it's a lot less parenting. And what I mean by parenting is people are really only going to tell you what to do maybe once or twice. And then after that, it's your fault.
You're going to get fired.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, you go
so
get pulled.
adjusting to that, like, is extremely difficult, or was extremely difficult for me. But it's something that I'm learning, and I'm excited we get to talk about now, because I know you're not the only ones going through it.
Yeah, no, and you're correct. And you mentioned a whole lot that we're going to get into as well into this next break. But I will mention as well, the biggest transition for me was that my student ID wasn't going to just give me food, right? There's nowhere to swipe. I can't get no food in the fridge. I got to go buy it, got to go get it, got to go make it. So that was my transition. But we'll talk more about a lot more of those transitions and how we maintain our stress. And like you mentioned, Eli, a big one about friendships and relationships. We will definitely dive into that.
Please.
Stick around. We'll be right back after this break. And you're listening to Men Unmasked on 91.3 WVST.